Everybody, thanks for watching, and just a quick reminder that 2021 is now available. This is getting into the economic fall and basically the rise of the global superpowers, things that's going to take place this year and in the coming years. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions from people. If you've seen the last seven DVDs, this one is going to make a lot of sense, and there's more to come, of course. That's really going to get into these situations that's going to take place this year, because as I talked about, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It is here. There's a lot that's going to happen. A lot of stuff that you guys haven't seen, ritualistic stuff that if you're in esoteric circles, if you follow this stuff, you know what they have done and what's been taking place over the last few hours with this Aquarius thing happening. Stuff I'm not going to talk about here, which is why, I do DVDs. But a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff going on. Biden, day one. I mean, this dude, straight to the point, getting rid of a bunch of Trump's policies and signing, like, so far, I think it's like 17 executive orders and changing a lot of policies. He basically is ramping up the production of the vaccine, which is stuff that Trump could have did. The distribution of the vaccine is stuff that Trump could have did. And making it seem like, Trump was just this super bad president, which we know he was, that was just incompetent. And this is how it's going to look to people. It's just an incompetent president who couldn't do these simple, basic things. So now the election is here. Biden is here to bring some competency to the presidency and save us from big bad Trump, who we're not done seeing yet, by the way. Dr. Fauci talked about how, it was tough working with Trump, and how a lot of his ideas on what to do with the coronavirus situation was not based on science. It was just like his idea, what he thought should happen, but wasn't based on any facts. And now, going forward, they're going to do things based off science. So, a lot of craziness you're hearing about the Trump administration and Trump himself, on the way out. But as I said, supposedly February 14th, they're going to be starting the impeachment hearings or what have you. And the dude's been impeached, twice. So he's not just going to walk out free. They're actually going to be a trial, which of course is going to be a major distraction and it's going to be a debacle. It's going to be crazy, because you can imagine how Trump supporters are going to be once this trial starts. And just like the OJ trial, everybody's eyes is going to be glued to this distraction of Trump's trial and all the freaking craziness that's going to happen with that. So stand by. But also, as I said, ramping up the vaccines and executive orders, releasing the restrictions on Muslim countries being able to enter the country, working with DACA, helping people out with that situation, changing a lot of the stuff, money that's going into the wall. So much stuff this dude has done so far, day one, that's just like, it makes you think about the presidency. But it also goes to show you guys, all you, Obama lovers, that you can come in day one and sign executive orders to get things done, and there's nothing anybody can do. So everybody who said, well, Obama couldn't do this for black folks, Obama couldn't do this for black folks because he was being blocked by the Senate and the Republicans, it doesn't matter. He has within his powers executive orders, and if he wanted to do shit for black folks, it would have been done. Yes, Michelle looked dope the way she was dressed. Yeah, people love the Obamas, but come on, he did nothing. So you get off that subject. Keep hearing people talking about Obama. Remember what happened under Obama when this president was the vice president and you had all these black folks killed now by police. Now we'll see what happens, but supposedly appointing a black Secretary of Defense. Well, the main thing that I'm looking at, and people are as well, pay attention to who's coming in, and key positions, especially if you play stocks. And definitely, if you into stocks and trading, definitely get this DVD 2021, because you need to understand what's going on. I'm making a killing, and there's no way, if you have money and you are intelligent and you see what's going on, I put out enough videos, you can see what's happening. You should get this stuff by now. You should be able to make money, because there's people making millions off of this stuff. Know what to do and what to invest in and what's coming forward. And it's not hard to see, but definitely watch the video, because I talk about that. But looking at who he's putting in, Jewish, and this is just a telltale sign of what's coming. But the stock market is going to be good and bad, but it's in trouble for sure. And as I say in the DVD, there's only one way they can move forward, and that's to really mess with this economy. So that's what's coming. And the fact that he's appointing all these Jewish people in different positions is just so fitting for it to be, a Jewish president and these Jewish people that's going to be appointed to cause it will be the biggest global economic fall in history. And, he's talking about getting back in good spirits and talking to other foreign leaders and rebuilding those relationships that Trump destroyed. And of course, this is what's going to need to happen. Pay attention to not just here. Look around the world at what's taking place and the identical things that's going on, and how we have other countries, as I talk about in the DVD, like England, who can't leave. Nobody can leave. Nobody can really come in there. No countries in Europe is allowing any flights from Great Britain into their countries. And then you have to look at the fact that you have the Brexit or the Brexit, which is British exit. The fact that they leaving the European Union, which is huge for trade and huge for stock. Them leaving the European Union is huge. It's just going to destroy small businesses. It's going to make it hard for everything. And how are they going to fix that? So again, we're approaching what Biden said himself. What we're going to need eventually when we come out of this is a new global currency. Ooh, we know what they're talking about. We know what's coming. You can see it. Talked about the age of Aquarius in the DVD and how planetarily and how astrologically all this lines up with everything. And again, the fact that people was talking about this centuries ago, and even understanding about the technological age of Aquarius is amazing, which I get into all that. It's a lot you got to understand. Like I said, if you've seen the last 7 DVDs before this, you'll understand. If you watch my stuff, you'll understand. I stick on the same pattern. I try to keep up with the same stuff and try to make it as very easy to understand as possible. So definitely make sure you're keeping up. But we have to pay attention to the economy. I mean, that's the next biggest thing. So you understand with the 50-50 now with the Senate, with the House, and you have now what can be a stalemate in voting, which Kamala Harris, the vice president, she will be the final decision on if it's won, but this is going to affect the stock market because she's, of course, going to go with Biden on any decisions that may affect his policies, of course. So this dude want to raise taxes super high for the rich. Stuff like that is going to affect the market. Stuff with trade is going to affect the market. China is making a killing right now on trade because of people being stuck in the house. If you drop shipper like me, if you have online stores like me, stuff is going up. As far as like sales, and it's a lot of wholesales. Is just everybody's making out huge. That's already huge. Meanwhile, the small businessman is falling further into debt and needing loans, needing these banks, which is what they want, to have these small businesses being relying on the banks. If you have a small business, a couple of people talk to me about having to close their business. I mean, people that have like boutique shops and stuff that's not food related, a lot of trouble. And then they're not ceasing rent. They're not like giving you a stipend that's going to help you with rent when this is over. If you haven't been paying rent, you're going to owe all that unless they come up with some kind of plan to pay that, which they might do because Biden, not Trump. Biden's plan is to spend motherfucking money. That's what Democrats do. His plan is to spend, and run up the damn debt to who knows what, which is going to cause problems. And forecasters like myself and people who follow the trends, as far as forecasting trends, not, social trends. But this government, I mean, you can see it. The writing's on the fucking wall. Like, come on. It's going to affect global stock. It's going to affect the markets. It's going to affect everything. People not out buying houses. People not out doing stuff that's really important for the economy of a people, if you understand. Especially with the small businesses closing and then banks having to loan out more money. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I mean, if you have a small construction company, it's just so many things that people are not seeing that's going to be affected by these situations. And it's going to lead to economic problems, especially in the markets. And it's only going to be a few things, which I touch on in the video, that's going to be money, plain and simple. Never can go wrong with gold and silver. If you're buying that, you're smart. Buy gold, buy, as I talked about on Instagram. Keep buying the shit. I've been buying. and just pay attention to the Chinese market. Chinese, which we get into in the videos, is really huge in all of this, because you got to think, if it's a problem, we're talking about the number one buyer of the dollar would be China. If there's an issue with the world reserve currency, which would be the dollar, who's going to have the biggest problem? China. Who is the major importer exporter to America? China. They make what, 90% of everything that we have here? And you have to go back and look, like, why would you do that as a country? Allow somebody who is not, forget an ally, I'm talking about, we got to be in on this together for me to send all my manufacturing jobs to you.